Well, the South Korean leaders' back-to-back summits on the margins of the Nuclear Security Summit will be the first of such kind since the UN Security Council slapped tough sanctions on North Korea. Experts say NSS Washington will serve as a stage to put more pressure on Pyongyang by demonstrating that the most relevant countries stand united over the sanctions and highlight the fact that China is cooperating as well. Connie Kim has an analysis.
North Korea's nuclear issues will be at the center of trilateral talks between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan on the sidelines of the Nuclear Security Summit in Washington on Thursday. Dealing with Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program has become an imminent issue following the heaviest UN sanctions slapped on the North this month as a result of its nuclear and long-range missile tests. Experts say the trilateral meeting is significant in that it'll be the country's first three-way security summit.
Japan and South Korea doesn't have a formal information sharing agreement. This could be a good, an opportune moment for the two countries to work with the United States to come up with an approach for reaching that agreement.
Cooperation on a bilateral level will also be sought during separate summits between Seoul and Tokyo and Seoul and Beijing. When South Korean President Park Geun-hye and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe sit down for talks, the two are expected to call for full implementation of the so-called Comfort Women Resolution reached in December last year. Tokyo has been denying its forced mobilization of Korean women into wartime sexual slavery, hindering faithful implementation of the landmark deal. There is also a possibility Abe could rehash the issue of removing a Comfort Woman statue located in front of the Japanese embassy in Seoul. During her meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, President Park is set to put forth efforts to mend tense Seoul-Beijing ties. Seoul had pushed for China's active role in putting pressure on Pyongyang after its fourth nuclear test, while Beijing emphasized dialogue in resolving tensions on the peninsula. The two countries also remain divided on the issue of a U.S. anti-missile defense system being placed in South Korea. The trilateral and bilateral summits will be closely watched as they could influence relations between the four countries as well as developments on the Korean peninsula. Connie Kim, Arirang News.